A boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am. But right in front of me was the answer. On Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. Ho, ho, ho.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know there's just 305 days until Christmas 2023. Oh, and we've got a special show for you today. We went later because there's a big event getting ready to happen over in London, in London, England. For those of you here in Ohio, we know London, Ohio is just down the road, but not that London. It's the other one, the lesser known one that's in England somewhere. So you guys, we've got some friends from London with us here today. And we'll first introduce somebody that you all have seen before. You all know him. He's my good friend, Martin Keeler, Zuveum. Good to see you, my friend.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just having my dinner. That's what you do, don't you? Right.
Well, I mean, it's just 2:30 here, so it's little early for dinner here. But, you know, I suppose folks in other places can eat whenever they want.
All the time's dinner for me.
Well, it's good to see you again, Martin. And I know that you've been up to a lot of work getting ready for celebration. People,
Yeah.
you had a great honor in last celebration of being able to help some folks out, right?
Indeed, yes.
Yeah, and you are involved in this year's celebration as well.
Apparently so, but I never. But what I was doing last time, they told me I'm doing again, but I never believe it until it happens. But we're also doing a big event, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, which is adjacent to.
That's right. And I'll let you introduce the guests. These are folks that you know and are part of the Cantina. And I think this is the first time, except for Meg, who's our good friend. Meg is absolutely brilliant. She's going to be part of the show. But we've got a couple folks I've never met who are friends of yours that are involved in this adjacent event. First, do you want to introduce the adjacent event or the people?
So let me introduce the people first, because then we can all talk about it. So you have to give me a clue as to which order you're going to put them in, or if I say their names.
No, I'll go in the order. You pick.
Okay. Well, look, first of all, just because she's a friend of the show and we've got to get her in there quickly, it's the sister of Cara Dune. It's Meg.
There she is.
British
Hello, Megan.
supremacy in this video, and I love it. And yes, I'm Meg Dune of the New Republic. There's nothing controversial about that.
Yeah,
nothing at all. And you know, I'm the only non-English person on the stream today. So yeah, the British invasion is begun. It's taken over the channel, and it's in full effect.
Absolutely. So do you want me to introduce the other guests?
It's up to you. Yeah, please.
Okay. So next up, I'm going to say we're going to have the film writer, director, producer. Any of you who likes horror films will particularly know him like him, assuming he is on the line because he was dropping in and out. But we have Jed Shepherd.
Hello, Jed.
Hello. Hey, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Oh, whoa, hello.
So great to see you.
Hey, mate.
And I have to say that I am not a horror movie guy. Santa doesn't do scary.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's not my jam. So I I get made fun of it quite a bit here at home.
Okay.
Because back in the day when I was a little kid, and you watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the children's
scary.
cartoon.
Yeah, yeah.
The Abominable Snowman, it scared me because he's trying to eat Rudolph. And so every time he would pop up over the mountain, I'd go hide. Right. So that's about the limit of scary that Santa can withstand. And from what I understand, your movie is quite a couple notches above that.
Apparently, it's the scariest movie of all time. The Host, according to science, and in some recent polls. But I'll try not to scare you on this. I was planning to about half an hour in, but I'll pivot. I'll pivot.
So Santa, the thing you've got to understand here, because you've not seen Host, right?
No,
the whole of the horror film takes place over Zoom. So you would never have had Jed on if you'd seen this film, because you would not want to go on a Zoom with Jed.
Oh, you're kidding me!
You know what film I really want Santa to see is Smile, because that film genuinely impressed me. I didn't expect it to be very good, but it was pretty horrifying at the end.
Yeah.
No, I'm just not. And so even some commercials for like Halloween weekends at amusement parks and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't need to see that. That's good. And my wife, she laughs at me. She makes fun of me. She hazes me. It's pretty bad. But all right, very good. And so, go ahead, Martin.
So the next guest, what a guest-filled thing. So we've got incredibly famous people and me, but the guy coming in now is the bass player from the incredible supergroup Ash, the youngest guy to headline Glastonbury, no less. Platinum albums. I don't know why I'm saying this, because Jed knows more about this guy than than the guy himself. But it's Mark Hamilton, the bass player from Ash.
Oh, hello, Mark. Oh. Hello there.
How you doing? Mark, did you just get that gold disc made for today? Behind you? I have never seen that before ever.
I just got some regular vinyls and sprayed them with like gold paint.
Yeah, Mark, I swear when we had a Zoom meeting last week, it was Ula from Return of the Jedi naked behind you.
Yeah.
He's saying nothing.
No. Again, I got to show my American ignorance. The band Ash, in the UK. Many of you probably know them far better than I do. Of course, when Martin told me that we were going to have a celebrity guest on, I went and did a little bit of homework. I mean, just a couple, Google searches, and picked up some YouTube videos. Ash, you guys tour mainly in UK, or tell me a little bit more.
I guess all over. I mean, we haven't done a lot in the States for quite a while. But we're just about to go on a tour of Australia and New Zealand and Japan, and then back in London for this show that we're going to talk about. So we keep ourselves pretty busy. We've been going for like 30 years.
Excellent. Yeah, and I've seen some of your. So the gold record behind you. I mean, we jest, but that's an actual award.
That's one of them. Yeah.
It's one of them. What got so many?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I did an interview one time with a good friend of ours who had his Emmy sitting on his desk, and I was quite impressed. I was like, "Holy moly, you've got an Emmy!" And he's like, "Oh, that thing." I'm like, "Yeah, no. If you have it, flaunt it. You earned it. It's quite an honor. So it's wonderful
Santa,
to meet you,
with
Mark."
your accent. When you said, "I thought you meant the person's wife was called Emmy," and he had her sat on his desk, he's like, "Yeah, that old thing."
No. Again, I'm the only non UK, right? Because Mark, whereabouts are you?
So I grew up in the north of Ireland, like just outside Belfast, about 20 miles.
All right, yeah. I could tell your accent's just a little bit different than Meg's, and I know. So.
Well, I did. I lived in London for 10 years, probably before Meg was even born.
Yeah, probably.
Sounded
been-
like
I've
Dick
been-
Van Dyke then, didn't you? Sounded like Dick Van Dyke at that point. And
Lovely
Meg is
jubbly.
the youngest.
that's it. Yeah.
So, Martin, we've got Jed and Mark with us today because of this event that's getting ready to happen at Celebration. We want to kind of promote it, let folks know about it, and then we'll talk about some Star Wars. We've got folks that are have some notoriety in their fields, fantastic celebrities, but also have an affinity, enthusiasm for Star Wars. So, first, let's introduce your event.
Okay, I'm going to hand over to Jed because
Oh, okay.
watch this for sales and amazing pitching. How brilliant it is! It's a dream to watch.
Okay, now that's put me under pressure. So, what is Cantina? Well, for those that don't know, in 2016 we did an event called #Cantina, and it trended worldwide. It was an incredible night, and me and Martin didn't really know what we were doing, and we just put this event together with loads of cool bands, including some of the bands you see here: Blues Harvest, Darth Elvis, and headlined by Ash. And it turned into this absolute juggernaut of an event that, you know, it's talked about in whispers on everywhere. And we've always wanted to do it again, but we always thought, how can we top last time? Well, we have managed to do it this time. We've managed to top it. Look at that poster. So we're basically we're of the spirit that if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. So we're doing the exact same lineup as last time. So we've got Blues Harvest, Darth Elvis, and Ash headlining. And it isn't just because that they're friends or because they're great. It's because they have Star Wars themed. So this is a Star Wars themed night. For Star Wars fans, by Star Wars fans. You've got the amazing Darth Elvis making his last ever live appearance. Now, if you've seen Darth Elvis live, it's an unforgettable experience. This is the last time you'll ever see him. So if you're not at this event, you've got nothing to tell your grandkids. Your grandkids will disown you. You need to be there to see Darth Elvis, and he's just one of the people on. You've got Blues Harvest, who we just saw at the Mandalorian event yesterday. They are getting bigger and bigger, and they're way better than they were in 2016. Just hearing them do the Mandalorian theme is absolutely out of this world incredible. And then we've got Ash, millions upon millions of album sales, and they are slumming it with us. And on the 9th of April, they are playing a set that's obviously geared towards Star Wars fans, and they've always been Star Wars themed since their debut album, 1977. You can see the connection. And, you know, it's loads of Star Wars references in their songs, especially of the first album. And they're probably one of the most well-known music-related people that are into Star Wars. All of their early kind of stuff was all about Star Wars. So we've got this amazing night of music, but it's not only the music. We have, it's basically an interactive experience where you have, obviously there'll be loads of people in cosplay, and we'll have a narrative running throughout the whole night that's Star Wars themed, that you want to stay tuned to. We have Star Wars themed cocktails. We have, which will be incredible, and we've got exclusive limited edition merch as well, and we've got a VIP section as well. So if you pay a little bit more, just a tiny little bit more, you get a VIP section. And we haven't even revealed all the stuff that's going to be in that VIP section. It's going to blow your mind. And we got some news today that blew my mind. I was like, there's no way we
I'm going to share it with Santa.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, but no.
Oh,
Okay, well, let's go through guest, but we'll do that a bit later. I've got an exclusive for you, though, Santa. That's
oh, for later.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Exclusive,
Special
exclusive alert. Here we
Special
go.
guests. And like just quickly, we've got all that stuff going on, but that's not even the best thing about it. The best thing about it is in America, they do the kind of after parties much better than we do in the UK. Like when there's conventions, when there's celebration, there's things happening afterwards. In this country, we don't really do it, and we don't, or if we do, it's not as good as it can be. So being fans ourselves, we were like, okay, what would we want to happen at an after show for after celebration? So on the Sunday of celebration, when you're at a loss, when you just want to keep hanging out with your mates and you don't want to go to that Fox pub on the corner where everyone else goes to, and you have to pay to get inside there, if you spend the money, go 5 more minutes down the road in this big, amazing arena with lots of cool bands, lots of surprises, special guests. It'll be a night to remember, basically.
So we've already announced Mike Quinn, who's Nime Num. He will be performing on the night. with Blues Harvest. That's one special guest. We've got a lot more lined up. And I've seen, the reason I interrupted is Major Props has said, I was thinking of attending in TIE Fighter costume. Yes.
Yes, please do.
And he wants to make it to the after party. You can wear that to the after party. There is no issues with that whatsoever.
Major Props make some serious gear.
Ooh,
Yeah,
make me Major Props.
I've seen his work in our Discord server, and it is quite amazing. It's really like legitimate stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
So
there you go.
all that's going on.
You can see why I let Jed answer this question.
But yeah, like we say, it's somewhere to go after celebration, so you can have a whole Amazing Net celebration, and then be around like-minded people with a Star Wars themed drink in your hand. If you ever wanted to try blue milk, you've never tried our blue milk, which the last time we did it, it was the highest ever earnings at the bar that at the last 2016 Cantina, the best ever profits, because we're not just making themed drinks for the heck of it. We're not just putting blue food coloring into a pint or something like other places do. We are getting proper like people and experienced bar people to work out the best recipe for these drinks. And honestly, I would drink that blue milk every day that we had last time. It was incredible. So yeah, exciting.
And it's
really
milked it's milked on site, green titty juice or blue titty juice.
Yeah,
right there in your glass.
You have to milk it yourself.
Straight from Martin's teat.
Yeah. Stop me and try one.
Yeah. He'll be prepped.
Goodness.
Mine will be prepped and oiled.
Yeah,
That's great. So you've been mentioning this after party event, but the celebration itself. Now, Ash is going to be performing. Did I read this is your first concert in England of the year? Is that right?
Yeah, we haven't. We did some tour. We obviously did touring last year, but it was like we had a bit of a break for Christmas. We actually had our 30th anniversary show just before Christmas back in Belfast, which was like kind of like big milestone show for us. So we went home, and that was pretty amazing. And now
Santa was there.
We've got this tour. Oh yeah, a different Santa. Actually, who's the real Santa? Because I thought the real Santa was on stage with us.
No, I saw the stand-up that was on stage with you, and he looked remarkably like Darth Elvis. I think you had a Santa impersonator. I think Darth Elvis has infiltrated into your concert.
So you are the real one? You're the real Santa?
Oh, yes. Oh, I can. Oh, I've got evidence. I'll have to pull it up here and show it.
It's written on your T-shirt.
Jed,
You must be.
Do you believe him? I think he's an imposter.
You know what? Yeah. Until today, I didn't believe in Santa, but you've made me a believer.
No, I've got to.
I believe in Santa. I do. Do you?
Great reference, Meg. For the Megan Trainer that was we used as our intro for about a year. It was great.
Can I just say this whole stream's been worth it for Best Bin Bulletins moment in the chat. Our job's done already. It's done already.
Yeah. Oh, if you want green titty milk, you're going to have to get Martin towards the end of the night.
Oh my goodness! Let's see. I gotta get this into a browser. You mentioned tickets. Tickets are available for this.
They are at a bargain of
event?
£36, which is very. Oh, we're being very flippant. We've tried really hard to keep the cost down because you spend enough money at Celebration as it is. Mm-hmm. So £36 for everything that Jed said, and in fact, we probably ought to go into a bit more detail. It's Ash headlining, it's Blues Harvest supporting. You've got DJ Elliott doing a full set. So your stage host from Celebration, who you always get to see warm up the crowds, you don't often get to see do a DJ set, and Level Up Leroy doing a DJ set as well. Mm-hmm. And then if you go to the after party, which is including the VIP tickets, and the VIP tickets, you get lovely seats in the balcony called the King's Row, which is what you need to buy them from. There's going to be an after party where you've got Atomic Blonde DJing, who's another stage host, and that'll be exclusive for the after party guests.
Yeah, but there's and also there's more stuff happening for the
Yeah.
VIPs as well. That is, you know, if someone
It hasn't
told
been
me that-
revealed yet.
it's not. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
But genuinely, when it is revealed, like it's gonna sell out immediately. So I mean, we've sold a lot of tickets for the VIP, but and there's some left. But as soon as we announce this, there'll be 0 left. And in fact, we're gonna get loads of people like trying to get in to that because of who we. I've said too much. I've said way too much.
Is this the exclusive reveal that it's Kathleen Kennedy in a thong? Because Santa
Meg.
would walk to England for that.
Meg, I show those pictures to you privately. Like,
Look, there he is.
There it is. This is me in the full suit. Like, you know, it's a suit that makes a man. So there I am in the full suit. There you go.
okay, you are really Santa. You are really Santa.
Shall I give Santa the exclusive reveal now about who else is definitely going to be there?
Yes.
Yeah, one of the names, and obviously we've got
One of
loads
the
more. But here's one we can reveal today.
Okay, I'm sending it to you in an email, Santa.
Oh no, I'm not opening an email from you, Martin. Not happening. I've fallen for the trick.
No,
like
this is-
50 too many times.
Okay,
So
but this
that-
is true. This is
This is legit. You see, this is the knife edge you're on now, Santa. Do you want the exclusive or not?
Well, I would like an exclusive, except
Yeah.
I know what the exclusives you always send me, and look.
It's going to be Darth Cheeks, isn't it?
Has it arrived?
I'm opening my email now. You dirty dog. I'm ready for it. I already know my eyes are. Look, yes. Again, this is what Martin sends me. This is what I'm subjected to every single time.
Where's the bottle? Where's he putting that bottle? Where's that guy with that bottle? Where's he putting it?
Look,
Scroll
he's
down,
wearing.
Santa.
He
I don't
does
know why
have
you've
a-
got that picture.
He does have an Ash t-shirt on.
He does. He
Oh,
does.
wait a minute. Who's this?
There's something else.
Oh, looky there. This is different.
So this is the exclusive. Martin,
Yeah.
take it away.
Paul Blake, who played Greedo. We can't have a cantina without the original Greedo there, so Paul Blake has confirmed that he will be there that night.
So we will have Greedo at the cantina. That means you can find out who shot first because he'll be doing shots, and you can do shots with Greedo. So
It's the dream come true. You've got to do your shots with Greedo.
It's excellent.
That
Now,
needs that needs to be set up as an actual photo op.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, at
Shots with
a
Greedo.
at a proper booth, right? You need to be sitting in a booth, getting your shot with Greedo.
oh yeah,
What a great idea.
yeah.
And
We'll have to think about that.
now, is that are the shots with Greedo going to be available for general admission, or you need one of those VIP access?
That's going to be general admission.
So if you come to Cantina, pay 33 quid, you will get
36
One
quid.
thing?
That was £3
Yeah,
difference.
36
36.
you can have a shot with Greedo. It's
Well, Jed, I have
yeah.
a question. What if someone... Sorry, I can't say this with a straight face. What if someone wants Martin's full package?
okay. So you'll have to go into Martin's OnlyFans and apply.
Yes.
That's a separate entity. That's
Yeah.
We're trying to
Private message me about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
That's
think
it.
we were
That's
promised
it.
a good
That's
celebration.
invite only. That's invite
Actually-
only, that one.
Martin, talking about special guests,
Yes.
there's something we found out this week that we can't yet announce, but it's locked in.
Yeah.
Mm,
And there's a
Yeah.
clue. There's a clue somewhere in that picture, I think.
yeah.
But yeah.
can't
In,
say any
in
more
the
than that.
thumbnail, to today's video, there's a clue. And
Yeah.
actually, I think I know who it is. I don't know
And
for
it's like-
certain, but
You're
Big.
talking the A-lister.
Yeah.
it's a prominent figure in the thumbnail. And we've already revealed Nine Num is going to be there. We've already revealed Greedo is going to be there. So
Yeah.
it narrows down the list a little bit for you. if you look at the thumbnail, you might be able to suss out
Anyway,
who
so
it might be.
I'll tell you, Santa, we are actually super excited to have this person come on stage with us and perform at Cantina. It's going to be a dream come true for us.
Yeah.
Wait, who is this
amazing.
person? I'm looking at the thumbnail.
We can say no more.
I can't say.
I can't say it. I can't say it during a
Is
live
it
stream.
Pedro Pascal? Because like Mando's on the left.
Well, you know, here's what I thought. Meg is, as some people know, Meg is quite the guitarist herself. She's a musician. She's raised in a home of a music producer, and she has quite
didn't know Meg was a
music background.
So Meg is a musician?
I am.
Yes.
Why don't you come and play?
Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, I'd love to.
Why doesn't Star Wars Meg come and play at Cantina?
I think that's a great idea. Santa
All right.
That would be
exclusive.
fit.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
Put her on the list, Martin.
Yes.
Yes.
But
This
besides
is recorded.
Meg, we there's someone else in the thumbnail that we have playing. And
Yes.
much as exciting that Meg's going to be there, this other person will. And again, we don't even know if we can ever announce who it is until the day, so we're working that out. But holy moly, you will never experience this ever. Like again, it's never going to happen again. So
Okay, and Jed, that is one of two people that we're working on. We got one of them secured.
Yeah.
The second one we cannot say, but
no,
there are links back to Ash that I might talk about later.
But
I
let's
swear,
just recap
if
it.
Tamara
Meg's-
Morrison comes out doing Haka, I'm going to lose my tits.
And you'll only get to see that happen at #Cantina.
Exactly.
Meg losing her tits live on stage.
if you Google, I will say Ash documentary.
No.
We can't. Okay.
But we've kind of glossed over this. Meg, you've just locked yourself into play, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Brilliant.
There
There
you
you
go.
And I know what I'm going to be wearing as well.
Just do it, Meg. If you can do a
Just strap 'em in.
a tight 30-minute set, you know.
Yeah.
Joke.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It makes me wish I could be there. Again, it's Sunday. It'll be. I've got it. I've got the
9th of
April
April.
9th.
So some people are suggesting Dave Grohl, and obviously that is a band connection. We can't confirm or deny anyone.
You know what? There's a story. There is a Grohl story though. Jed, you actually years ago, because Jed and I have known each other for about 25 years. Whenever we were out touring the States, once Jed wrote a script for a horror movie that we actually shot on tour. So we've got people like Dave, not Dave. We got Moby, we got Dave Grohl, we got Coldplay, we got a whole bunch of people that we were out, just come across and put them in this horror movie. And it was called Slashed. But
mid 2000s in NME. That's that kind of era.
Yeah, and that's kind of like how this whole gig kind of like came around, because Jed actually organized our 20th anniversary show in London. It was a sort of a special event. It wasn't just a regular show. It was like a whole afternoon. I think we played like 3 or 4 sets over the whole day.
Yeah.
And then we did things like Ash karaoke, where we actually were the backing band, and then fans got up and sang. And then we played like an acoustic set. We did like our first album in a sort of like a different room. And then we did the full show later on at night. So it was just like and then there was cover bands and like lots of special guests. And it was just like it was just not your regular show. So which kind of then Martin met Jed at that gig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd known each other for a little while, but that's the first time we probably spoke. And then, Martin was almost like not a mosquito. He wasn't a pest, but he wouldn't. He had this idea. That he brought back from Celebration in the US, that there needs to be something afterwards in the UK. So he brought back this idea, and he brought it to me because of the Ash 20, and I was like, this sounds good. This sounds great. And Mark was into it. And to be honest, like Ash and Mark they've that up for interesting, unique ideas, and they go along with it, and that's probably why they've been around for so long, and other bands have fallen away because they're willing to kind of like adapt and do interesting things. And again, we didn't expect it to go so well, but honestly, it's still spoken about to this day, that one gig back in 2016, and this is the first time it's felt right to do it again because it's in London. It's like on home turf.
You know that we tried to do it last year at Anaheim, and we were making quite good strides, and we actually had a very big band booked, a big American band, a big American band who were going to do it, and something happened.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh, Mark, danger. Stories of 4 a.m. partying is about to come out in the chat.
Okay, Kate. Kate's like, I after potted with Ash until 4 a.m. at TJ's in Newport.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Newport. TJ's in Newport is a red legendary venue. It's like a proper dive venue, but like some great gigs in there.
Nice.
So, Kate, we're going to ask you in the chat, would you recommend people got the VIP pass to the after party then?
There you go.
Martin, you've been told. Martin, weren't you told by the Indigo, which is the venue, that the VIP party can go on for as long as people want it to go on?
Yep, they basically said we're only closed when the last person has finished their drink.
So
We'll be open for
4 a.m. is a doable thing.
Yeah,
is what you're trying to say.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, there's something else that we kind of talked about before, and I don't know if you want to go there just yet. There was an event in London yesterday, right? That a couple of you were able to attend. Yeah. Are we ready to talk about that? You want to share a little bit about what happened yesterday?
Go mine.
I am, but I'm going to answer Phil the Force because I can't say it. So Phil said about his VIP still available because he couldn't find the upgrade option. Sadly, there is no upgrade option because there are separate tickets. So the only thing you can really do is buy a VIP ticket and then put your standard ticket on resale. Unfortunately, we've checked with the venue a couple of times. There's the way it works. There's no way to upgrade, which we've asked. So I'm sorry about that, but
yeah, or better still, give your ticket to a friend.
Sell it to a friend, yeah.
Yeah, but not that good of a friend. Otherwise, you'd get them a VIP. But give it to a friend like you kind of like, and and get the VIP. But the thing is, even if you don't have the VIP, you're going to have an incredible
great time.
Because most things we're doing are geared towards the general. Like Greedo is not going to be hidden away. Greedo is going to be right there, as well as all of our other kind of guests.
Yeah,
and we've got Martin. Can we announce who the host is yet?
No.
No?
I would say yeah.
We can't. No, specifically, we can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when can you announce additional information? Should we be watching for something in the next day or so, or maybe another week? How long do people need to wait to get a full announcement of the lineup?
I think there's going to be stuff dropping like all the way up to it. There's a
Yeah.
lot, because the dominoes are going to start following because of someone we secured this week. A lot of other people are going to come now.
Yeah. I like in the chat. People are coming up with some good names for who the host is going to be for guests. Some of you are right, some of you are wrong. That's all I say.
Somebody said that there's been an announcement of some additional
Indeed,
guests.
Annabelle Davis, Harrison Davis, Warwick Davis, and Denise Goff have been announced.
How could you put Denise Goff last in that list? She is everything.
Denise Goff, who was going to be at London Film and Comic Con but dropped out.
It's fantastic. It's quite.
She's one of the best. She has one of the best characters in Andor, Dedra Miro.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And from what I understand, we're going to get more Dedra in season 2 of Andor. So
with a new costume, she's got the dark Imperial ISB suit in season 2.
Very good. Very good. So you want to talk about this event that happened yesterday?
Yeah, we went to see Blues Harvest, which was truly amazing because they were actually performing at the Mandalorian The Forge pop-up event, which was put on by Lucasfilm and Disney to celebrate Mandalorian season 3 coming up. So it was an interesting one because it was like it's only taken place for 2 days. Jed's got the goodies. I've got mine here as well because you walked away with actual Beskar.
Yeah, made from real steel. Steel is solid, and this was forged in front of us.
Yeah, so you get the insignias forged on. Jed got double. I got 2 singles. One
because as soon as they say this is extremely rare, I'm like, okay, make it even rarer.
It was there.
Stamp mine twice.
Yeah.
So
and you basically went into a room. They had like the background where you could have your photo taken with the Mandalorian in the background, sort of like you would at a premiere. They had like a little mini bar that they sort of looked a little bit like a cantina, didn't it, Jed? It wasn't entirely.
I mean, there was no alcohol, so that was.
Yeah. Then you had Blues Harvest playing Mandalorian themed songs, which was great, and they were all in approved Disney sort of. They had to make their own costumes, but they had to be approved by Disney, which was quite funny. But you might see that at Cantina maybe. And they were really good, really, really good. And then you had like a photo op, didn't they, where it was like a robot arm, and I was given a dark saber. I'll post the link in the Discord. You can see me fighting with a dark saber. It's actually is better than I'm making it sound. And it was advertised in The Mandalorian. And then the big finish was you went and got your Beskar, and they forged it in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Phil says the Q&A with Jon Favreau at Mayfair last year was pretty cool.
That was the Empire event where I think all the celebs piled back to the Blues Harvest gig, I think.
Excellent. Well, that's again, I think Celebration. I would love to go. Easter weekend is the big problem for me coming from the U.S. But if you're going to be in the UK, and there's been some bad news around it as well. They're not live streaming Celebration this year.
What at all?
That's what it said. No, they're not live. Now, my guess is that we'll get those daily updates where you get like the Star Wars YouTube cast, right? The folks that host those YouTube shows on Star Wars channel come up and they'll give like a daily recap. They'll have some guests come on. They'll talk to them. But as far as like Celebration itself, they're not live streaming any of it. And the other bit is that we don't get another Celebration until 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is a really big deal. And we know, too, that if you're going to be hanging around Sunday night anyway, because Monday isn't a throwaway day. No. So
it's a bank holiday. It's a bank holiday, so that's why they kind of moved the dates. Because it would have started on a Thursday, but then they moved it to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday because of the bank holiday.
Very good. Oh no, Meg sent me a message on Patreon.
Well, you did say it's an unlimited super chat, so I just had a very innocent question for you, Santa.
They're never innocent, Meg. They're never innocent.
Isn't it like contractual that you have to answer it if you get the question
on
Patreon?
As long as it's, I did have to put a little disclaimer on it because they have to be as long as they're appropriate. Because I've got friends like Martin who one day sent me a package in the mail. I didn't know it was from Martin. We get this large parcel in the mail.
Large package from Martin, yeah.
And exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it was, I was like, what on earth is this? I didn't order anything. And looking at the place it came from, I was like, well, this looks like maybe my wife ordered some artwork for our house. So I take it in through the house and I go into my wife's office and said, did you order something? She goes, no. What could it be? I don't know. So we opened this picture.
You made your wife look at my package.
Well, your package was as exposed as Darth Elvis's was. Yeah.
Sorry, go on. You say you opened it, yeah.
right on her desk in her office, and she was. Look there.
Well,
What's Mark
Santa,
got?
I promise you that my super chat is at least in part Star Wars related.
Okay. What is this, Mark?
Martin can tell you what this is. He paid for it.
So
Very nice.
So each
Well,
week, if you go to our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram page, each week we run a weekly giveaway competition for 2 tickets to Cantina and a special prize. And I think what Mark's indicating is very shortly, with the links that Ash have to Republic Commando, that would be one of our giveaway prizes.
Yeah. Now this
Scorch.
Again, this is
Scorch
something I think
going to be in the Bad Batch as well, isn't he?
I don't know, maybe, but we did see the pictures of Republic Commandos in the trailer, right? But some people may not be aware. Ash has a connection to video games.
So,
you want to?
Yeah, we did. We did the. I guess Ash was the first, I guess, musical artist that got licensed to do music for Star Wars after John Williams, which was pretty dream come true for us. And that was back in 2005, and we did the song. We had a song called Clones, and it was just perfect timing because they asked us to have a song that would work with this game, and we thought it was actually a complete coincidence. We didn't write it for it; it was just like it was perfect. And then so we played them the song, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll use that."
So
that was in Republic Commando.
Yeah, so folks who have played the game, they may be familiar with the soundtrack. They may or may not know that Ash did the song for that. It's fantastic. It's quite amazing.
It was really good because we got to like go out to the ranch and sort of like meet people at LucasArts. This was like quite a while ago, so it was still LucasArts back then. We made some friends out there. It was good.
Wasn't the first time you played in front of Lucas, right? You played in front of George Lucas himself once.
I met him 3 times. Yeah.
Wow.
We
Wow.
the first time was at the Phantom Menace rap party because we have a friend called Ewan McGregor who invited us to play at the Phantom Menace rap party because he actually narrated.
You have a friend called who? I never heard of this fellow before.
Well, he
I wonder if he's around.
He narrated. We made a tour movie which was back in 96, 97, 95, 96, and it was never really released. But Ewan actually narrates that film, and so he was. We met him in a bar after he had done the sort of voice acting in the studio in Soho in London, and afterwards we were just like hanging out and chatting, and he said, "Are you guys free in 2 days' time? Do you want to play at the rap party for the Phantom Menace?" And we were like, "Drop everything, let's do it." You know. So that was pretty cool. So we arrived up to it was Leafson Studios in London, and just driving through the grounds, we could see sort of like a lot of the big props from Naboo, the big Gungan statues and stuff. They were out in the field, and I was like, "This is surreal." And then we got into like the main sort of sound stages, and they had it was like the Theed hangar, and that's kind of where the sort of rap party actually was, where they had the Theed hangar, and they still had like the N1s there, and they built a stage between the N1s, so we got to play to like Liam Neeson was there, George was there, Ewan was there. It was just a really surreal. It was almost like one of those nights where you don't believe what's happening, and we had a lot of sort of connections with Star Wars ever since. I think it all started because we didn't ask for permission to use a sample of a TIE fighter at the start of our debut album, which we just stuck at the very beginning of the first song, and it kind of like it put us on the radar as being sort of like Ash fanboys a lot at the time. So we got constantly asked in interviews about it, and invited along to like the special edition premieres and lots of events. So just by putting it out there, we got invited to all these things, and we never asked for. And we could have got sued for using that sample, but we never did. And because we never got sued, we actually used a sample of R2D2 on the second album. We just kept doing it. Sort of just do it and then apologize later.
Yeah, so I think that's a tip for everyone. If you want to get in with Lucasfilm and Star Wars, just have a #1 album, and
Yeah.
and then you'll get in with them.
There was another story which we were forbidden to tell, but this was whenever it was Lucasfilm was before it was owned by Disney. That we got in trouble. We got in trouble. It was a long time ago. It was like 20 years ago. Do you think what's the word? The
NDAs.
I think the NDA still lasts. I think the NDA says that's it, you for life. If you ever spill the beans, you're in trouble. I know the ones
Statute of limitations or whatever it's called.
Statute of limitations, that's it, yeah. So we actually played like a sort of private gig for ILM in around 2005. It was after Clones. We were out on tour in the West Coast, and they sort of invited us to come, and we actually stayed overnight at Skywalker Ranch, all of us in the crew. And then we played a gig for ILM the next day. And we turned up in the morning to set up and get the show all, get ready, do all the pre-show stuff. And there was no one there apart from a couple of chaperones from Lucasfilm. And we got into the green room, the dressing room, and there was this crate. There was this crate there, and I was like, "What? I wonder what's in that." So I opened it up, and inside the crate was Obi-Wan and Anakin's costumes from Revenge of the Sith. So I asked. So within a few minutes, we asked the people from Lucasfilm, "Can we put those on?" Now these people said okay, but they weren't authorized to let us do it. So we had the costumes on, and we're running around this big hangar, which we were playing in, and then security turned up. And then all hell broke loose, and the phone, the phones rang back to the ranch, and it was like all a bit crazy. But I actually think we can tell the story, but we were told that we were never allowed to show the photographs. It was only supposed to have been Hayden in the actual Anakin outfit. It was actually the costumes that they used for the pickup shots whenever the stunt doubles did some shoots in Spain. I think it was somewhere in Spain, and I saw that on the crate, and I thought this is one of those things you just got to jump on.
You got to.
In fairness, Mark, the crate had rubies written on the top, didn't it? And
maybe at Cantina you can reveal those photos projected behind you.
Has there ever been an instance at one of your concerts when you're playing "Girl from Mars" that you substitute Mars for Lars?
Girl from Mars? No. We did talking about that song though. We covered like another little Star Wars connection was we covered the Cantina band music as the B-side for that single, and that single was like top 10 single in the UK, which was actually really sort of launched our career in a way. So that song, we did that Cantina band song. So that was one of the songs we played at the Phantom Menace rap party, and actually got a big applause from everyone who was there. And I remember looking out across the crowd and seeing George watching us, and I was like, "This is just too weird. This is surreal."
Jed and I have been to an Ash gig, a really big Ash gig actually, at the Roundhouse, where for the encore, Mark was sadly taken ill. So Tim had to come out and say, "I'm sorry, Mark's being sick backstage." But to cover on bass is Kylo Ren. And the rest of the gig was played by Kylo Ren, wasn't it, Jed?
It was. He's the same height and build as Mark, but
yeah.
It was a real one.
We've seen that.
So just to show you the shenanigans Meg puts me through all the time.
Oh,
here's what Meg gave me on our Patreon. She said, "Santa, I was rewatching Andor, and I noticed there's a naming system on Ferrix: Brasso, Colleen, Cass, Marva, etc. Double letters. So my question is, when I Googled Andor Season 2 leaks, I was shown a very amateur video called And Something Else. It was very passionate and pretty adult. What did I watch?" Well, I don't know, Meg. What did you watch?
Well, I saw Bespin Bulletin was on the chat, and maybe it was a Season 2 leak.
Oh,
well, here's the thing.
yeah.
I mean, I saw the video. I couldn't take my eyes away, and you know how they say Andor really makes you feel things. Well, I felt pretty happy watching that, and some time passed, and I was like, "Wow, I can't wait for season 3."
Meg,
Yeah.
can you forward that to me, please? I'll double check.
Yeah.
I will.
Oh my goodness! I did see where
I
somebody
did
said
clear my
that-
browser history, though.
Oh.
Yeah, when Santa always shares his screen, I desperately want him to show his search history.
Same.
It's not as fun as you might think it is. It's
Well,
like-
there's only one way to prove that, Santa.
Hang on, Santa. There was a time you shared your screen. You were googling stuff. Didn't you write elf chunky, elf thin?
no, look,
Elfie fans. Elfie
I've
fans.
just got like celebration guests, snow icon, a blizzard icon. How
Nice
do I
to say you're
set
googling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when was
Yeah,
St.
Jed
Nicholas
Wright
born?
host it. Yeah.
Like, you know, there's and yeah, I
Doing
googled Jed.
your
I
research,
was like,
it's good.
who is this guy? I don't like.
That's
I'm
Santa's
often asked
safe
that.
browser. He's got a separate one, which
Oh,
makes his
yeah.
North Pole rise a few inches.
Yeah. Did you have the one
No,
with the
no,
little
no.
sort of, was it discreet
No.
browsing with the little security
So-
man on it?
But Santa,
while we
you're
have-
only meant to empty your sack once a year.
Yeah.
Oh, Megan, why?
Oh, he's called you Megan. That's when he was serious.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I get full named.
So since we have you here, we've been having Bad Batch. Are you guys keeping up with the Bad Batch, and what do you think of it?
How can you jump from that to the Bad Batch, Santa?
Yeah,
Because
I gotta change topic.
He's calling us the Bad Batch. That's what he's doing.
No, you keeping up with it? What do you think? Or is it your thing or not your thing?
You power through, Santa. You keep going. That's it. Yes. What do we think of the Bad Batch?
Santa, I'm
Yeah,
going to change the subject for a second. You've got elves there, right?
Well,
Yeah.
there are elves that work at the North Pole, and they absolutely love what they do. They sing and work all throughout the day. They're very happy.
I've heard rumors from some little people from Ireland called leprechauns who are allies of the elves.
Yeah.
They said they've heard word that you're not letting them unionize.
Oh, no. We have no unions at the North. There's no need for unions. Everybody's happy. Everybody's doing fine. We don't need any union reps mucking in the business. Get on out of here.
No pots of gold for you.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realise we'd gone on the Star Wars Putin show.
Well, it's an ongoing debate that has happened with the show where we get these pro-union folks come in and they try to get me to let the union reps come to the North Pole to present to the elves and see if we can have a vote. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. We don't need union reps here at the North Pole. Everybody's happy. Everything's
I don't
good.
believe this is the real Santa. No real Santa. can do that.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Santa as a concept is like the definition of capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we saw the last episode of the Bad Batch where we did have underage workers who were not necessarily being compensated for their labor.
So you
Was that
approve
your-
for that, right? You approve
Yeah.
that, right? That's the elf.
Wait, was it 11 out of 10 you gave that one, didn't you?
Oh my goodness. You guys are terrible. I've been ganged up on.
Martin, he had a much more excited reaction.
Yeah.
Than
Did he?
Yeah. Well, I
Did
thought
he?
it was snowing where he was because there was snow on the webcam.
Oh, Megan.
Megan.
It's terrible.
And yet you
then
keep
Santa's
inviting her back on, Santa.
Oh, look,
So you know what I did,
I
Martin? I googled weather in Ohio, and
Yeah,
he
there
wasn't
it
at the
was.
North Pole.
No.
And, Meg is. I love Meg dearly. She's one of the closest friends I have in the world. I absolutely love and adore her. But
I
she's
love you
mean
too,
to me.
Santa.
She's thanks. Oh my goodness. Again, we'll try it one more time. Bad Batch. You like it? You don't like it? You watching it?
It's all right.
It's fine.
Yeah, Jed?
I've only seen I've only seen the first season, and it's fine. Like I know Meg likes it a bit more than most, if I'm correct in remembering.
No, it's got a big fan base. There's people who really, really like the Bad Batch. So I'll try and be serious for a second. I think it's good. We're halfway or just over halfway through the season, so I want to see how things pan out. But it's all good.
Excellent. And Mark, what about you?
It's okay.
It's all right. It's
That's
no
all right.
Rebels, right?
What would make it better? What would make it better then?
Well, you say it's no Rebels. I think it is Rebels, but Rebels was 4 seasons long in the end.
You're probably right, Martin.
Yeah.
Well,
I do
look,
prefer
I
Rebels,
like Omega better than I liked Ezra at this time.
Really?
I was not a fan of Ezra until about season 4.
Was it a haircut? Was it a haircut change?
It's just annoying. Yeah, all the things I dislike. And cozying up a little too much with Saul Guerrero. Not my favorite guy either.
That's so funny because I love Saul Guerrero. I think Saul Guerrero stands for something fantastic.
Yeah. Lies,
No.
deception.
I'm messing with you, Santa, but I do like Saul.
I know you are.
I've got to say though, I think the Bad Batch doesn't know what it's trying to be. That's my biggest gripe. Like, it's trying to be a kids show, but it's not. There's a lot of like adult themes in terms of like subtle political and slavery messages and things like that. But I'm looking forward to The Mandalorian next week, is all I'll say.
Well,
And we
that's what I was
just
gonna
had a TV spot. Mark was talking about the Phantom Menace. I'm like 99% sure the planet they just showed was Naboo.
There's a new TV spot on. Is that on Twitter?
It's on Twitter.
See if I can find it.
Has anyone
I
seen?
was debating this with Palpa memes because he's like, it's Takodana. It's like, that's not Takodana.
Is that a Mandalorian that you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
There they go, Mark's got his.
I don't see it. Can you send me a link and I'll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. There's the.
Do you want me to email you a link, Santa?
Please do not.
I'll do you one better, Santa. I've got the picture if you want it. I'll send it to you on Discord so you can put it up on.
I'm afraid now.
I
Are you
promise
in
you.
league?
Oh, I would love so much, Meg, if you sent it. It would just make my
If
day.
you get in leagues with Martin, that'll be it. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can get this to open in the browser. And then there you go. I think you might be right, Meg. Let's see. Share this. Here's the shot that she's talking of.
Oh.
And if
It's
you
very-
Google Naboo, you'll see just how similar it is.
Yeah. So here.
That could easily be Naboo.
I mean, it is Naboo. If you just Google Naboo, it's the exact same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean Jar Jar will be in it?
I really hope so, because when I spoke to Paul Sun Hyung Lee, he was telling me about this big moment, this big surprise that I'm gonna like, and he knows I'm a prequels fan, so fingers crossed.
I mean, come on. Oh, no, that's not from the trailer, is it? Well, where's the
No,
the
you gotta compare it to the actual live action Naboo. That's from the video game.
Yeah, but still.
Oh man, that isn't. Come on, that's the same
That's
planet.
Naboo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. That's got to be Naboo. And, you know, that's one thing that I would say about Star Wars, just as a whole, is we visit Tatooine way too much, and we don't go to Naboo near enough. One of my criticisms of the sequel trilogy is that we didn't go back to Naboo. I thought that was a great opportunity to kind of tie the beginning to the end, but they didn't do that either. So, yeah, seeing Naboo in live action again would be great. And look, we have a friend, Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net, who has been telling us about some shooting for Andor season 2. At least we believe it's Andor season 2. It could be something else happening over close to where you all reside. That very well could be Naboo in Andor season 2. We're going back to there's a castle there. There's a shot on Naboo where you see Jar Jar Binks. It was a cut scene. Jar Jar goes over the ship they're in, whatever, goes over a waterfall, and they
someone's just brilliantly spent $10. Well done, Nerd Matthew.
I see. We now fortunately have an answer to this plaguing question that has been bothering the channel for a very long time. But in that scene, and Meg covered this as well on one of your recent videos, that castle that is being used as a location shoot now was part of some cut footage from the Phantom Menace. So very well could be Naboo there. And there's another location also in Italy that might be Naboo as well. And so here's my friend.
I think you, me, and Mark now know what the scene is for, because Jason told us, but we can't reveal it yet, what the scene in Andor season 2 is going to be.
Oh, we lost somebody. Hold on.
Jed's had enough.
Jed was triggered by Naboo. He doesn't like Naboo.
Yeah.
So Nerd Mafia says, Santa, great guest. Speaking of great guests, I wonder if you could share your thoughts on what I should do. I just got kicked off my school basketball team, and I don't know what to do. So for Mark's benefit and for Jed, we have a long-standing question that keeps coming up on this channel. Probably a year ago now, or close to a year ago, a young kid from France had got kicked off his basketball team. And this was an honest question that he's a school-aged boy, asked during one of our live streams. I'm like, I don't know.
And he kept asking it, didn't he? He kept asking it over
he
and
kept
over
asking.
again.
Yeah, he asked 2 or 3 times. I didn't have the answer. I don't know. And so we did see a Mike Porter dad joke. Mike Porter is a great member of our community. Mike Porter gave us a dad joke that tied this in very nicely. The answer is join the Sith, right? Become a member of the Sith, and you'll get right back on the team. That's how you do it.
What was the other one, Santa? Was it with the fandom's reaction to something? Was it that question?
There's been a couple.
The thing with the basketball one is that people forget the critical part. The French guy who asked the question kept calling Santa Mr. Santa.
Yes.
And finished it with, sorry, no speak English.
Yeah.
And that just made it better, and I don't know why.
It's just something. I don't know. So, but thank you for the picture, Meg. That's, I think for sure, Naboo. And we can see the N1 right there. So, it looks like Din is going to visit Naboo. Very exciting. And Andor season 2 is very likely to go back to Naboo as well, right? All right. Anything else, you guys? Look, it's been a ton of fun to hang out with you, and I know you've been big Star Wars fans. Mark, amazing stories from your days with the band and being able to go around in the Jedi robes.
I've got one other good Star Wars story.
Oh, good. Please.
We were out on tour on the West Coast, and we were flying back from LA to New York, and we were just probably hungover, like hanging out in the gate at the airport. And I just noticed this kid running around, and then I looked up, and her mom was there. And this was about maybe like 98 or something, around about that time. I can't remember exactly. And it was Carrie Fisher with Billy Lord as a baby.
You're kidding.
As a toddler running around. So everybody who was at the gate then knew that she was on the flight. And she was obviously at the front, and we were all down in coach. But about halfway through the flight, I guess Billy Lord was running up and down the aisle of the plane. So Carrie was like up chasing after her. And I thought, oh my God, I had some comics at the time. I thought, if I don't ask, I'll regret it forever. So I kind of like picked my moment and sort of like sneaked up to her and sort of said, "I'm really sorry to ask you this, but would you please sign this?" And she was actually really, really sweet and sort of said, "Of course," and then asked me my name and she sort of, personalized it. And I sort of like walked back to my seat on the plane, and like everybody's eyes was on me, and I was like,
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Very envious. Fantastic experiences. Martin, thank you for inviting our guests. Jed, what have you been up to lately?
What can I say? I had a film out last year in June called Dashcam that came out in the cinemas from Blumhouse. It's a Blumhouse movie. I have something that I literally just finished today for a certain streamer, which will come out in a few months, I hope. And yeah, lots of fun stuff. Some I have to be very quiet.
Jed, you never actually said that you're writing this narrative that goes throughout the whole Cantina gig.
Yeah, so there's a narrative that runs throughout the whole night. There's a story, so you're not just going to see a bunch of bands unconnected. There's a story that runs through the whole night, which will appear on the big screens, and it's like you're there in an interactive experience as well as watching bands, drinking nice themed booze, seeing exclusive merch, meeting real Star Wars people. It's a cantina, so we're going to make a story about a cantina, and you are inside that cantina. So there's a Star Wars-esque theme running throughout the whole night in terms of the narrative as well. So yeah, you'll be part of a larger Star Wars story.
Would you say, Jed, that the narrative is kind of like news?
News. It's definitely newsworthy. Yeah.
Do you know anyone who is like a Star Wars and news person?
Oh, yes. So Meg's going to help with that. So Meg's going to be helping us on that side, and if you check out Meg's channel, you'll see the kind of stuff she does there, and there'll be similar things happening on the day as well, because we have a lot of real estate on the screens to cover. So everywhere you look, you'll be entertained essentially.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you from personal experience, you have to be careful when Meg is narrating, because when she's narrating live, sometimes certain words just come out to replace other words. We had this the very first time it happened. We were talking about Bad Batch season 1.
Oh yeah,
the season finale, and how exciting it was to see a new location that it comes from Star Wars Legends up to that point. Very exciting moment, and Meg did not tell us about seeing Mount Tantus for the first time in animation. She had a different word that she used.
Do you have the clip by Ronnie? Because he clipped it.
I have it somewhere. I don't.
That's his Google history.
Unfortunately, I don't
I
have it.
basically had, a couple of other things on my mind, so I said Mount Titties. Things on my mind at the time.
Just warning you that when Meg is reading, something else might be on her mind. You never know. You could end up with a discussion about what she's hungry. Every now and then we get substitutions for food.
Yeah. And someone in the comments said the planet isn't Naboo, it's Sorgan.
It's not.
Sorgan's a bit more greener, right? And that looks very
It's
bluish.
way greener.
Yeah.
It's not Navarro. It's not Sorgan. It's not Takodana. I think it's Naboo.
It needs to be.
Well, tune in to Mandalorian Season 3 from next Wednesday. See, Jed and I are on brand after yesterday. And all these questions and more will be answered.
Yes. Sorgan is very green. Lothal is more similar to Naboo in terms of the kind of colors and stuff. But yeah.
I think it's a safe kind of prediction. We may see Naboo. All right, it's very likely. We could be wrong. Right? How many desert planets are there? plenty, right? So it could be not Naboo, but it looks very much like Naboo.
Well,
Seth
also
Nico's-
the fact that Din has a Naboo starfighter. What if Pelimoto doesn't have a part he needs to fix it?
So he has to go get it.
So he has to go get it on Naboo, or Naboobs, as Jeremy says.
Yes.
And the only one who has it, Jar Jar.
Yeah.
You know what I miss? When Star Wars fans for like 3 years after The Phantom Menace kept imitating Gungan. Misa like this.
Miss Abby.
Yeah, well,
Right?
they did
still
that
do it.
until people started saying it was racist. But so we've got April 9th at Indigo at the
At the O2.
in London.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Darth Elvis, last time in person. We've got Ash. You've got Blues Harvest, and a night of all kinds of activity. There's a reserve section for VIP guests that if you haven't checked that out, you should. And you can find the tickets here. There was a link in the chat. I think we could put it there again. Let me see if I can post that in the chat again. There we go. And we put the link in the chat to where you can buy tickets. If you're going to be at Celebration, you're going to be in the London area. Trust me, some of the things that we've discussed today are going to be worth it. You can get shots with
Greedo.
Greedo, and right shots with Greedo. You can enjoy the music of the night, the entertainment for the night. You got special guests coming. We've announced that you're going to have 9 Nubs is going to be there, and who else was it? Mark, you mentioned is going to be part of the set. Meg and
Well, Meg told us that she's going to do it.
Yeah, and we haven't announced who the other person. I can see what you're doing there, Santa. We
Yeah,
just
we're
said
not-
someone's locked in. Come on.
You tried to get us to slip up there. We're not allowed to say just
We can
yet.
say, yeah.
No.
Well, Mike Quinn's gonna be there. We can say Mike Quinn.
Mike
Yeah.
Say
Quinn.
Mike Quinn.
You know, you guys are saying he's 9 Num, but he was also Baby Nippet, the little Ewok.
That's true. It's
Yeah,
true. And
there you go.
he's done a lot of things, not just Star Wars, which is kind of important.
Yeah.
So someone asked me today, because at work, they were saying, so how would you describe Cantina? And I think for the first time I got the description right. So if you're a Star Wars fan, it's going to be a night that's absolutely all for Star Wars fans, and you get like great music and an absolute amazing headliner that just hugely entertain you. If you're an Ash fan, you're going to get to see a unique Ash concert that's completely like something they haven't done before. And so that's, to me, how the evening pans out.
It's fantastic.
I was very happy with my response on that, you'll be pleased to know.
The last time we did it, my daughter came on stage and fought me with a lightsaber.
It's true. She beat you.
She did. She force choked me and killed me.
Yeah.
Martin, would you say there's going to be a lot of drinking?
Drink responsibly, everyone, but there's plenty of drink to be had.
Because I have a quirky little catchphrase for you.
Oh, go on.
You ready for this?
Oh no!
Yeah.
I don't know
Night of
that
a
I am
1,000
ready.
beers.
Night of 1,000 beers. Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Night of 1,000 tears, but
Yeah.
beers.
Yeah,
That works for me.
Excellent.
nice.
Yeah.
More than 1,000 beers, by the way. There'll be more than 1,000 beers.
I
Yeah.
would guess. All right. Anything else, you guys? You can wrap it up. And I thank you so much for taking time to join me. It was good to meet you, Jed. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
And
you too,
Mark,
Santa.
another celebrity. I can't believe it. I got to meet honest to goodness celebrities tonight between Jed and Mark. Thank you for joining us. I really, really appreciate it.
I want to get you on a gotcha. What cookies did I leave out last year?
What about what?
What cookies did I leave out last year?
What cookies did you leave out? Well, I can do you one. I know what toys your son got for Christmas. He got that Castle Grayskull.
Okay, that spooked me. That's weird.
I know that.
Wait, Santa, I do have a
Proving
gripe.
himself.
Oh no.
I've mentioned this before, but can you please next time read my letters to you correctly? Because last Christmas, I've already told you this. Last Christmas,
I know.
I asked for a 10-inch clock.
Yeah.
I received something that vibrated.
Well, what made it worse is that it was wooden. I know.
Wow.
And now she's got splinters, Santa. Come
Yeah,
on.
Look.
Yeah.
Santa, I've got
The doctor has quoted me for what he calls reconstruction.
Oh my goodness. We do have some Ash fans who have been in the chat. Thank you guys for coming and participating. I saw Kate. She's been in the chat. She's been
come to the next after party, Kate.
yeah. Hopefully, you guys have a wonderful event. Be sure that you catch out Cantina2 if you have the opportunity. It's absolutely worth it. And as they said, those tickets are going to sell out very, very quickly once some of the news comes out. And if you're here and you've got the opportunity to be there, get the tickets now. Get them now while you can. Because pretty
we
soon...
haven't even mentioned, we haven't told people about Greedo until just now. So when we do a proper announcement of Greedo with the image, it's going to, people are going
That's
to
the
go wild.
start of it. That's the start of it.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing.
Really big deal. Really big deal. So thank you all so much. And with that, I think we'll call it a stream. If you guys want to hang out and visit a little bit after the show,
is there not a
feel
Mike
free.
Porter joke of the day? Come on.
Oh, we do have a Mike Porter dad
Yeah,
joke. Thank you so much for that, Zuveum. We've got how does the opening crawl to everyone's favorite automobile sci-fi movie start? A long timing bell to go in a garage miles away was Car Wars.
There it is. There it is.
Fantastic, Mike Porter. Thank you so much. And with that, you guys, if you want to hang out afterwards, feel free, and we'll call it a show. Thank you for being here, everybody, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care, have fun, and you guys, we'll see you next time. Until then, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, and may the Force be with you always. Bye-bye.